Okay, we are starting a minute or two early, and we'll see if this time, if we have the chipmunk voice or not. That's going to be the question, and we shall see. And it says we are live. See if I can find it on the iPad here. There she blows. And we are starting a minute or two early. Okay, good. We have no chipmunk voice, so that is a good thing. We are about 2 minutes early on the show, and so we'll give a little bit of time for some folks to get in. I did put some produced videos up today and yesterday, so those are up on the channel here on my YouTube channel, and I think 2 of them are already up on Facebook, and another one might be up either later today or tomorrow on Facebook, but I think I have all 3 of them up on YouTube. Carlos is in the house and he says hello. He is first in the chat. 5 folks have drifted in so far, and there's a time check. I've got the 231 a little bit crooked there. Should probably straighten that. Yeah, let me do that while people are coming in. Give me a moment. That's a little bit better. A little bit better. Got the focus on the GS, and got it straight enough so spring drive looks like it's in good focus too, but Japan down at the bottom is out of focus, so there's a little bit of an camera angle on it. Jaden's in the house and he says hi to everyone. And Cheetown says, hey Craig, beautiful day here in San Diego. That's good news. Lance is in the house. He says hello. And let's see, Carlos says hello to Lance. There you go. Hellos all the way around. Stig is in the house. Audio, sound is fine. Congratulations on the stunner, Craig. Well, thank you. Thank you. And we're going to talk about the stunner today. And we're going to talk about the clasp, the Déployant Clasp specifically. So got some interesting information to share. And I did some Googling, and this is where what I've talked about getting bad advice from the so-called experts. I Googled, what did I Google? Fitting a alligator strap or forming an alligator strap or something like that, because out of the box, you know, the strap has been laying flat the whole time, and then when you put it into a circle, it is elongated. It's not the correct shape for your wrist. So I wanted to do a Google search and see, you know, get some tips as to how to get it to form to your wrist quicker than just wearing it and naturally forming to your wrist. And so a video came up by the Pontiff, and he was talking about straps, and he was showing some straps on his Calatrava. He showed a ostrich strap on one, and I believe a crocodile strap on the other. I think he said it was croc. Anyway, in part of the video, he made a point of saying that the crocodile leather is more expensive than alligator. And basically, if you get a high quality alligator hide, usually it's from the stomach that's more desirable. If you get a high quality alligator hide and compare that to a high quality crocodile hide, the alligator hide is always more expensive. That's just the way it is. The alligator is more expensive. If you get a high quality pair of alligator boots, they're going to be more expensive than a high-quality pair of crocodile boots. And I've got a pair of crocodile Lucchese's, okay? So I'm not just saying that, you know, obviously for me it'd be better to say crocodile's more expensive because that's what I own, right? But again, this is an example of the kind of false information that you get from people that supposedly know what they're talking about. So that's one little detail there that caught my ear, and just another example. And then while we're on the subject of the pontiff, you know, if you invite somebody into your home, even if you don't particularly like that person, right, you are civil and you treat them decently. You've invited them into your home after all, right? So I was invited to pop into the Pontiff's show last night and talk about the 002 Stunner. And the dog man was in there. So he was very rude. And he said, I'm not going to stay in this broadcast with this person or whatever. And he said a couple nasty things. And then he left out of the broadcast. And I'm like, talk about uncouth. I was invited to come into the show, to come into the Pontiff's show. And then another guest in the show, is rude to this person that was invited into the show. Now, he could just excuse himself and leave, right? If he doesn't want to be in the same room with me, right? That's fine with me. I don't particularly want to be in the same room with him. He's got a lot of issues, but you can't be rude to somebody that was invited into your place, into your abode, in this case, a live stream with multiple people. That's just uncouth. But, I mean, it doesn't surprise me one bit, considering the individual is not very couth all the way around. And talk about bad advice. If you want to get some bad advice, just check out some videos on his channel. You're about 100% likely to get some bad advice. Okay, let's see here. It always makes me relax looking at the sweep hand. Pennsylvania is soaked today. Excuse me. It rained some here. It's not raining much right now. But it's kind of been on and off a little bit. I got a decent walk-in outside today for a while, and then I did some stairs, up and down the stairs, to finish out my aerobics. Let's see here. Hello, everyone, and Lewis is in the house. Does GS also make the 002 in white gold and platinum? No, not as far as I know. They do make some other models that are platinum, and they might make white gold, but the 002 is specifically a yellow gold watch. But there are some other models, and they have a couple of really high-end platinum ones that are really expensive. That was a hit job, very disrespectful, Jaden in the house. The dog man will always lose to Craig, Sam in the house. Yes, I saw it recorded. It was really rude and close to callousness. Okay. No, I'm not sure. I'm not up on that word, but I'll assume that, yeah, that it's a nasty thing. Archie lost a Patreon member last night. Jaden in the house. Hello, at Crappy Luxury. It was an embarrassing display of juvenile high school behavior. Lewis in the house. Pardon, but whose channel are we talking about? Who's the dog man? If you don't know who the dog man is, you count yourself lucky. He might have low blood sugar. Are you feeling better at Crappy? Yeah, that was terrible last night, what happened. Charles in the house. We are often judged by the company we keep, Craig, and a classy man like you shouldn't touch that chat stream with 10-meter pole there. Just, yeah, and you know, the Clivester invited me in, and he's treated me decently to my face, but I also hear that he's done some things behind my back that are not very classy. So, yeah, I think I'm pretty much done with accepting any invitations from that gang. There's nothing to be gained from mixing it up with people that are. And I told Brianna this. I said, listen, when she started building her brand and started building her business, you are who you hang around with. That's who you end up becoming, is the people that you hang around with. I said, so if you hang around with a bunch of losers, then 10 years from now, you'll be a loser. It's the way it works. If you hang around with some successful people that are moving in the right direction, that are making things happen, that are doing deals and so on, then guess what? You'll be moving in that direction, you'll be making deals, and you'll be successful. So, yeah, hanging around with a bunch of losers is not a good play. Very good point you make there. Let's see here. Dogman is a coward. Craig, is when someone it is when someone accused other people of a crime and should be sued for that. Okay, got you. I got you. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm sure he's broke, so I don't think suing him would be a benefit to me. There's an old saying, you can't get blood out of a turnip, and my guess is he's not in very good financial shape, so if I sue him, I'd probably end up trying to get blood out of a turnip, so yeah, we'll leave that be. It takes no effort to behave like a child, but it takes constant practice and introspection to behave like a man. Lewis in the house. Craig, you're so right. It's about manners and class, and you really showed that at Steve's place. Stig in the house. Okay, so let's talk about the clasp. I have, you notice the O2 is not on my wrist. It's because it's in here. And what I did, and I've done this twice, I did it last night, is I crunched down the strap and then wrapped it, of course, so that I don't scratch it, and then strapped it with this Velcro strapping to let it set compressed. And so we'll take it out of here, and I'll show you what I mean. And there was nothing about this on the internet, by the way. I searched and searched, and there was nothing about doing this on the internet. So take this outer piece of microfiber cloth off, and then I put this piece in between so that when I pushed it, crushed it, that the gold didn't go against gold, right? So a little padding there so this didn't connect. Okay, so notice how it's now crunched down. See how it's now crunched down? Which will help it conform better on the wrist when I put it on the wrist. So we'll go ahead and put it on the wrist, and you'll see what I mean. And so let's go ahead and use the deployant clasp. Just push these twin triggers. Slides right out, very nice and easy. Okay, and this is, I really love the way this works. Let me get this other keeper down here. I really like the way what you do, and Carlos made a point of pointing this out, is you thread this in, okay, and then you just push it forward like this, and then it very easily latches, okay. And now, okay, it's more the shape of my wrist now. And actually it feels a little bit loose because it's now shaped more to my wrist. And so really now it'll really form to my wrist, and I might end up tightening it one hole more. But summer's coming, so my wrist will probably expand a little bit, so I might leave it the way it is. But it feels super, super comfortable. I mean, this is just amazing how comfortable this piece is on wrist. I have to say, my date 8 was very comfortable on wrist. My 36 mil date 8. I have to say, unequivocally, that this watch is more comfortable. This watch sitting on my wrist right now is the most comfortable watch I've ever owned. And it's very trim, you can see, very flat to the wrist, hugs the wrist nicely, and even the bottom where it has a deployant clasp, it's nicely, you know, it's trim enough to the wrist. I'll put it that way. It works, and just the fact that it's so easy to put on and off like that, I think that is a big plus, and I am super pleased with the deployant clasp. I was a little bit questioning the deployant clasp, whether or not I would really like it, because you've seen people, and again, these are probably people that don't use watches on a regular basis, the so-called experts that don't actually wear their watches. You hear people say that they don't like the deployant clasps, right? And then I talked to a gentleman that has a Crador that said he loves his, and it's a similar, very similar clasp, almost identical, made in Italy. I believe his was made in Italy, but anyway, looked the same as this, and he said he loved it, and that it didn't, it didn't bulge down too much, and fine. And it's so easy. It works so easy. I mean, I'll do it again here. I mean, it's just like you barely depress the twin triggers, and bam, it's just super, super easy. And then when you're putting it back on, you just thread it in, and just slightly press in the twin triggers, and bam, it's right back in place. And this is nicely centered underneath my wrist. I mean, it's hard to tell from the picture, but it's literally right in the middle of my wrist. And then this is in a good spot on the top. And again, like I say, it's a hair loose right now, but I think I can wear it like this. I don't think I need to make it any tighter. And like I say, if my wrist expands a little bit in the summertime, then that'll make up for that. Or if I work out, do arms or something, and your arms expand a little bit after you do a heavy workout. So you never know what the deal is there. Let's see. Where can I see the video from last night, Kevin? Well, videos on my channel you'll find on my channel. If you're talking about the Pontiff's video, just go to his channel and the video will be there. Let's see. After that they timed out, and then I will banish them if they persist. I'm tired with bad behavior. Look where society is as a result. Lewis in the house. I have to do that. My 5196 strap is still to be shaped to my wrist. Craig, you're a fool. You could have bought nearly 20 Orises or 7 Tudors for the price of that GS. I'm kidding. Particularly like the case finishing on the sides. And look here. I want to show you something. And Carlos, I like the 5196. Don't get me wrong. I do like the 5196. But look at the side view of the 5196 case. Okay? Take a look at that side view. The top view, I like it looking down on the top, but look at the side view, how it's kind of squared off. You see what I mean? And let's compare that. Let's find a photo of the side view of the GS, if we can find one here. These are mainly strap photos that I took today, because we're going to be talking about the deployant clasp. And I swear I can't get the white balance right on this gold. I cannot make it look right no matter what I do. Okay, so there's the side view. See the side view of that case? See the shape of it? See, like it's almost sort of like an oyster case shape almost, how it curves down, but how it just has a nice flowing shape, and how it's rounded underneath, rounded on the top. Okay, and then compare that to the Calatrava that's very slab-sided in this picture. It looks very slab-sided with almost a sharp edge on the underside of it almost there. I just like the look. I just like the look of this case better. Is that just me? Is that just me? But I mean, look at this. Look at this on wrist. Look at it on wrist. Let's get a close-up shot. What do you guys think? I really honestly think that this watch takes everything to a whole new level. Those other dress watches, a Vacheron, a Audemars, whatever, they're all pretty good, but my gosh, this thing takes everything just to an amazing level with the, you know, with the dial, the whole 9 yards, a snowflake type dial. View serve, I'm worried losing rates. Dog man is the definition of weird watch people. Sam in the house. What happened? I stopped watching AC3 as much since I was banned by. Okay. Carlos, please fill us in on the situation in Panama. Here, the police are giving people fines of $30 if they see them gathering in groups of more than 10. Well, $30, you're getting away cheap. I think the fines in Maryland are a lot higher than that. Be you served. Did Dogman go too far sexually harassing Mackenzie? No, I didn't. I don't know what he was doing. He wasn't in very long. When I got in, he just, you know, was nasty, and then he left. So I don't know what he did before that, but he left pretty quick when I came in. Spacewalker, hi Craig. Haven't seen your videos in a while. Did you get the gold GS? What is it? What's on my wrist? I guess so. I guess that's what that is. Take a look. I've got a few produced videos here on the channel also, so take a look. To be clear, I think people can disagree with Craig or anyone here, but it can be done in a polite and respectful manner. Lewis in the house. I would think so. You know, here's the thing. On social media, it's gotten so that the norm is people just to be nasty to each other. And it's just amazing that the things people say that back in the day they would have never said. They would have never said to your face, right? Most of them would never say it to your face now. It's just mind-boggling to me, the things people do and say when they're online. Let's see. The Calatrava, I think he meant is graceful, but looks boring compared to that GS. I continue on severe lockdown, only being able to leave my house twice per week. Well, at least you've got a nice place with a pool and a nice place to hang out. Spacewalker, ooh, yes, that looks gorgeous. Congrats. The finishing of the GS is great, no doubt, says Carlos. We are your thoughts on GS. What are your thoughts on GS making the clasp in Italy instead of in-house in Japan? I don't know why they do that. It works for me. I mean, it works great. And, you know, it's not like they hid the ball. They put right on it, made in Italy. So I don't mind them outsourcing something like that if it's going to work and get the job done. So I'm pleased with it. Oh, snap. I missed a super rare CraigShipp appearance on AC3. When people try to comment, the Dogman and Clivester and Archie ignore you unless you pay them to read your comments. Talk about pompous. Well, you got to realize Archie's desperate to get money. I mean, he's got to get money. I mean, most of these guys are broke. And so, you know, he's just desperate to get money. And when desperate times call for desperate measures. So there you go. When people try to, okay, I already read that one. But Craig, when people disagree, you roast them. Beer serve. Well, usually when they disagree with me, they're wrong. And if they disagree with me and they're right, then I will acquiesce. I will back up and admit it when I'm wrong. But I'm almost never wrong. There's that, right? And Brianna was on the show. Actually, she was in the chat at the time. She confirmed it. She said, yes, that Craig's always right. If you guys will recall that, she put yes. I asked to put Y if I'm always right and N if I'm not, and she put Y. So that is the deal. Lewis, I admire the organic curves of the Calatrava, very classical. For GS, I admire the angular transition between the brushed and the polished portions. Yeah, but Lewis, this has some a really nice rounded area underneath there. It's hard to see. You can see it more on this photo here. See underneath the brushed, it actually has a nice rounded area that rounds down and kind of cups the wrist. It's hard to describe, but it really has a nice design for comfort on wrist. It's really a watch that's designed to be worn. And we're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about that too. That's okay, Carlos. We know the GS doesn't stir your soul just yet. The problem is that by the time Carlos realizes that he should have an 002, Steve probably will have already sold his. It'll probably be too late. That's probably the problem. And also, most people will probably never see an 002. They'll never have an opportunity to see one. They're scarce as hen's teeth. So, and that's sad because it looks so much better in person than it does in any photos or any video. Trust me when I say that. Let's see. You could be in worse situation, Carlos. You could be like Ellen, feeling imprisoned in her mansion with her vintage Daytonas. There you go. Did you already talk about the pen in your shirt pocket? It is a DuPont. We've showed it many times on the channel. It's a DuPont. SG DuPont. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I have two of them. I have one that's a little more trim that doesn't have the whatever you call that, the lacquer. Let's see here. You already talk about the pen. Okay. To be fair, Craig doesn't accuse them of committing crimes. Yeah, you got a good point there. And here's the thing. I mean, if what he says is correct, why doesn't he call the authorities? You know, why doesn't he do something about it? The answer is because they would laugh at him. That's why he doesn't do anything about it. And because he's kind of a punk. But other than that, I'm sure he's a good guy. Other than that, and having no class and not being real intelligent, I'm sure he's a good guy. Let's see here. Craig just sent you a picture of a very ugly GS Lance in the house. All right, we'll take a look. What's that about committing crimes in G-Town? Sorry for my choppy message, Craig. My MacBook is being visited by arthritis. Okay. Saying he belongs in jail. Craig can explain it better than me. Yeah, he just made a vile comment, and the dog man is just mentally ill, I think. So, yeah, we'll let it go at that. He's mentally challenged, and it's very sad. So we'll kind of just let it go. And he's broke, and so, you know, he's got serious problems. He's probably lashing out anywhere he can at this point. My next luxury watch will be on next year, and for sure it will be silverish precious metal. If you're gonna get something that looks like stainless steel, Carlos, just get another stainless steel watch. Don't buy any more of those the white gold watches, please, please, please. Let me do an intervention here. A weird coward dog man, something he would say. Then he hides and leaves the live stream because he is scared of Craig. Sam in the house. Archie is a piece of the manner in which he talks to people is awful. Craig, without getting personal, but are you married? I was. I saw you had a wedding band on the. Yeah, I put it on because it's 18 karat yellow gold, and it kind of matches the watch. And also, sometimes I wear it as gold digger repellent, so that some of those gold diggers don't go after you if they think that you're married. So yeah. Let's see. I'm contemplating getting the SGBP007 for my dad as a birthday present. His dainty Omega has broken twice now, and it's too small at 35 mils. Okay, there you go. So an SGBP. Let's look at that. .007. he said SGBP. Oh, I got this wrong. No, SGBP007. Is there any such thing? See if this is it. Is it? Oh, is it the anniversary watch? Is it that? Is that what it is? Come on, I hate all these pop-ups and all this crap. What model is that? Where is the damn model number? Okay, here we go. SBGP07. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the stunner right there. Absolutely, that's the stunner. Yeah, we talked about that a few times on the channel. Yeah, I think Steve might have one in stock. They are going to be hard to get, though. I can tell you that right now. Carlos, I would love to know which watch would be your next choice. Lewis in the house. Cheetown, Kevin, D. Craig is not married. The ring is just there to show stability. That too. But I was married. There was a time when I wore it, and it actually signified that I was married. What did the dogman do this time? I missed it. Hey, Carlos, Triforce Rich. He made a vile comment and then left the live stream. You can go ahead and check it if you'd like. I used to say from time to time, okay, the irony of putting a gold piece of jewelry to repel gold diggers. Yeah, there you go. What, Carlos? I'm curious. I really do not know what happened. I'm late to the live stream. Triforce Rich. What do you mean? What happened? You're talking about the dog man? I came into the live stream. He made a nasty comment and he left. It's not. Let's not. You know, make it more than what it is. He's just a jerk. SBG. Sorry, I wrote it wrong. Okay, court's 60th anniversary. Yeah. Told yesterday on live joint that he should be in jail for a kind of crime. I do not remember the exact phrase. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Something like that. Okay, let's go to the photos. Time check. Let's go to my email and see this ugly watch. It's good to from time to time look at an ugly watch because that way people hopefully won't buy ugly watches. And Lance is correct. I do not like that case. It's just I don't know what they were thinking. And some of the older case designs were just really ugly, I have to tell you. And I don't know what they were thinking when they went with that one. And when I first saw this watch, the photos make it look like the lugs are bigger than they actually are and stubbier than they actually are. They're kind of stubby, but it all flows, and in person, it just looks absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. The curvature of it, the shape of it, the way it hugs the wrist, just no issues at all. Let's do a close-up here. So, yeah, so sometimes Grand Seiko gets it right. Sometimes Grand Seiko gets it wrong. That is the case. Okay, let's see. And the lovely Brianna is in the house. It's 5:29 p.m. Brianna came in. And hope it's a good Sunday so far. And Lance is in the house. Lance says, who's the dog man? If you don't know, then it's good. Count that as a good thing. Let dogman be a dogman. Considering different options, the most probable option is a Breguet Classique. Triforce Rich, if you need to find out exactly, then go to the latest Saturday night live stream. Fast forward to 29 minutes in. There you go. Carlos, have to look at A. Lang & Son. There you go. But I have 1 year to make the decision. I'll shoot Steve a call if I decide to go through with it, but he'll have to cut a deal. I found a Japanese AD willing to give a discount, so I hope Steve can beat it. See what you can do, Triforce Rich. See what you can do. But even if they spend a little bit more to buy a U.S. model with correct paperwork and all that, I would probably do that. But if it's a lot cheaper, then, and again, you're taking a risk buying it remote, right? From out of the country. I live 8 miles from the dog man. Just drove 300 miles to drop my dog at the trainer. So you went out of your way to not use the dog man, huh? That's shocking that somebody lives within 8 miles of the dog man. Ken, that's kind of shocking. And Carlos says, hello, Bree. And Sam says SBGY003 is a real nice dial. Okay, SBGY003. Let's take a look. Which one is that? Let's see. Oh, I thought it was one of the, let me just Google it. See if I can find it here. And that's also a limited edition. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the, that's just the steel version of this same watch. Yeah. Yeah, I really should learn all the model numbers. Yeah, that's a stunner. That's the steel version, and that one sold out really quick. Occasionally you'll see them on resale, but they're kind of hard to find. I was torn between an OP36 blue and an SBGA 375 after yesterday's AC3 classless display. I will choose the SBGA 375. They have tainted Rolex for me. Oh well. Well, I'll tell you, once you step up to the Grand Seiko, you won't be going back. I can tell you that right now. Lance is in the house. I definitely agree. I like that pattern. Kevin D. Are the 002 and the 003 the same watch other than gold and steel? I think they have the same movement. Let me see. I saw that Steve's website actually came up, and it should have the movement information. Give me a second here. Oh, he says available August 1st, but I think that's wrong. I think this watch is sold out everywhere. But maybe he's going to get some more in. But it was a limited edition watch. I would talk to him. I think it's sold out. I think that available August 1 is not updated. All right, so let's see. Caliber 9R31. Yeah, I think that's the same movement. I'm pretty sure that's the same movement. Let's see. Does it say what the power reserve is? It's the same size, obviously. Yeah, I think it's the I think it's the same watch, just with a steel case, different dial. Yeah, I think it's a stunner. You know what? I might take that back. It might be a little bit thicker. You really need to double check all the specs on it. It might be a little bit thicker, but it's still very trim. Even if it is a little thicker, it's still very trim. But I seem to think it might be a hair thicker for some reason. Let's see. Craig, what's the most you'd pay for a watch? David Smith, probably what I paid for this one. This retails for $25,000. Back in the day when I bought my Date 8, it was about $16,000, but that was 20 years ago, so that was probably more than this if you adjust for inflation. So comparing list to list. So yeah, that's about my upper range. I think there'd be no real reason for me to go higher because I don't think I can find a better watch than this, whatever I buy. Uh, Even if I go up and spend $60,000, I don't think it's going to trump this watch. I mean, this watch is just, I got to tell you guys, this thing, I'm looking at it right now, this thing is absolutely stunning on wrist. Just absolutely stunning on wrist. So, yeah, I think it'd be hard to beat at any price. And that is something to say. That's really something to say, but I'm saying it. Let's see. I would love to have a steel Sunray Dial GS spring drive manual model as a dress watch. Okay. That watch for your father looks superb. He must be happy owning having such a generous son. Does Steve have his own standalone channel? What's it called? Yes, he does. He doesn't do much on there. He doesn't have very many subscribers, but go over there and subscribe. I'm sure he's got a link from his website, littletreasury.com. I'm sure he's got a link to it. Or just go on YouTube and search Little Treasury. I'm sure you'll find that he does have one. Rolex is the meaning of life for men in the Western world. Archie. There you go. Thanks, Chi. I just watched the part in Archie's stream. He basically, Craig belongs in jail, but didn't elaborate. Craig, go after him. Enough is enough. Craig versus Dogman. The guy's a loser. I'm not going to. There's nothing to be gained for quote going after him because he's a loser and there's nothing to go after. He's broke. Craig, do you think Grand Seiko would be more popular? Amount the masses of their product lineup was more concise, like using proper names instead of just small. Well, yeah, if they had core names like, the Datejust, the Day-Date, of models that they make year after year, decade after decade, they're very consistent, then you can build up a loyalty for those particular models, right? That would absolutely be a great strategy. But here's the thing about GS. They really don't care because they're at capacity, they're selling everything they make, and they're going upscale. They are raising prices. This watch is a perfect example. They're going upscale. And they really don't need to do anything any different because they're kind of selling what they can make. I mean, Steve, every time he gets a shipment of watches in, they go out. So it's not like there's a problem selling the watches. They can't make enough of certain models, right? And so that's the problem they have because there's a lot of handwork in their watches. Unlike Rolex that are pretty much machine made, there's a lot of handwork in Grand Seiko, and they just don't have the artisans to scale up the production, much beyond where they are right now. So that's the issue there. 72 hours power reserve. Yes, that's what this one has, the 002. Craig versus Dogman. Craig would survive jail. Dogman wouldn't. Yeah, Dogman would have some problems. Just saw the clip with Dogman, and he yells at you and then bails. Wish he would have stayed for you guys to duke it out. Yeah, he's a wimp. He wouldn't do that. What a gorgeous watch. Okay, Dogman would love jail. All his fantasies would come true. All right, that's enough about the Dogman. Let's leave him in his gutter, and we'll stay up here on the shining house on the hill. Triforce Rich, this has gone to the next level. Craig needs to put the leash on the Dogman. If you formally call him out and he backs away, then you have high ground. Can always call him a coward. Well, I think the way he acted, he was clearly a coward. He like you said, he said his thing and then bailed. I mean, so yeah, I mean, clearly he's a wimp and a punk. I mean, we kind of know that. Carlos, there are many varieties of the Classique. They look nice, okay. There is a Spanish saying like this: there's no bigger contempt than ignore. There you go. Craig, your thoughts on the early one. That's the Crador. That thing is stunning. The only ones I've seen, are they platinum or white gold? I haven't seen the yellow gold. If they made one in yellow gold, I might be interested. But I really like the case design of this watch better, to tell you the truth. So I think I would rather have this one than the Crador, to tell you the truth. But the Crador is stunning. There's no doubt about that. Let's see, Craig, what do you think of a Rolex GMT2 or Submariner and a GS SBGY003 as a two-piece meal deal? A GMT2, yes. Not the Submariner. I think it would be a little bit thick. I think a GMT2 could be an all-arounder. And then the 002 could be a dress watch. So yes, that could be a good rotation. See, the reason I have to go with 3 watches is that watch there, the 231, is really not a good all-arounder. It's not trim enough to be worn as a dress watch in a pinch, right? So if I was going on a trip, if I had to grab a watch and go, and I didn't want to take the 002 Stunner, then I'd have to take the 005, because that could slip underneath a cuff and could be worn as a rugged, sport watch and go in the H2O and all that. So, yes, could you replace this with a GMT2? Absolutely. So if you had a GMT2 and this one, yeah, you could absolutely do that. Positively, that would be a 2-watch rotation. Let's see. Craig, what's your thoughts on microbands? Do you think that some offer good quality watches? I'm sure they do, but Lance, don't do it. Keep your money. Save your money. Don't buy those watches. Save up and get yourself a GS. Do yourself a favor. Don't go through a whole bunch of junkers to end up on a nice watch. You'll just waste your money. Does anyone else besides me think that the numerals on FB German watches look clown-like? Some of their case dials do look marginal. Yeah, that's right. He doesn't deserve your time or attention. You're awesome. Okay. Yeah. We've moved on from that person. Hey, Craig, sent you a link to a video of Jacob and Company Bugatti, which I mentioned yesterday. No narration, so it shouldn't disturb the live stream much. There's a yellow gold. Okay, good. All right, let's go here and let's take a look. Time check while we're doing this. I don't see it. I haven't gotten the email yet. So let me do another thing while we're doing that. Let's search for the... I think you misspelled the Eric too. But anyway, I couldn't find it on Google. But if you find one that's yellow gold, send me the link. I'll pull it up. GS to me is like Patek, Vacheron, or JLC in that I think dress watches are their bread and butter. I'd say SBGY002. I'd say SBGY002 and a back curl as a two-piece stainless steel meal deal. Well, but the 002 is not stainless steel. That would be a steel and gold meal deal. Sam says, don't throw your money away on junkers. I agree. I mean SBGY003. There you go. Okay. Yes. Lance, listen to Craig on this. GS have 2200 entry-level 9F watches in white, black, and champagne. The value is insane. Stop buying crap and get one of those, and you can keep it for life. Absolutely. He can keep it his whole life. There's no doubt about that in my mind. What happened to you on at Beer Serve? What happened to you on the Horn One show? I don't know what happened to Beer Serve. SBGX 259, 261, and 263 are the model numbers if Craig wants to bring them up. Okay, so SBGX 259. Dum, 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 dum. Let's bring it up here. Seen these before on the channel, but we'll bring it on up. Here's the one with the white dial. That is nice and classy. That is classy. That could be a one and done right there. That could absolutely be a one and done right there. And I like the black dial one too. So there you go. That's what Kyle has, right? The black dial. Okay. And Sam says you can pick them up on eBay sometimes. There you go. I got too excited and forgot to hit send. I sent it now. My apologies. Okay. Let's see if we can find this puppy. And by the way, folks, I'm getting hungry. We're not going to have as long a show as we've been having. So, yeah. So here it is. Here it is. I don't really want to show this whole video. Let's skip. There we go. Because I don't want to get into issues. Yeah, that is pretty much ridiculous. That's like 20 seconds of my time I will never get back. Yeah, we would pass on anything goofy like that. Can you imagine somebody actually buying something like that? Okay, let's see here. Nice watch, says Carlos. The 005 is also excellent value for something sporty and a GMT function. Also, you get the crown guards and the screw-down crown. Yes. I like the black dial one. Kyle in the house. Obviously, yep, absolutely. That's a stunner. Can you even buy an older model GS9F with the Seiko on top? And oh my gosh, you can get some real deals on some of the older 9F movement Grand Seikos on eBay. We've pulled them up before. I mean, you can find decent watches for $800-900 in that price range. They're usually going to be a little bit smaller, so depending on your size wrist, that could be an issue. But yeah, there's some deals kicking around on eBay if you want to buy one that's older. I like this 2017 and newer dial, though. I would try to stick with that if you possibly can. Hey, Carlos and everyone. Leslie and I have been here, but haven't talked yet, I guess. Ugly, says User. The new 9F models have the jumping hour hands, which makes it truly never have to reset a watch, as you can just switch the time during time changes without having to hack it. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Kyle, let me know if you guys want to Skype in and give us a quick update from the West Coast. You're welcome to Skype in. I'm going to wrap up here probably in 10 minutes or so. But you're welcome to Skype in if you'd like to. Let's see. Oh, let's show a few more photos while we're here of the 002 Stunner. We were looking at that side view earlier. Let's go through a few more photos. That lovely dial. Another side view shot. Another dial shot. Another side view. You really see that brushing on the side of the case. There's another shot. And again, I can't get the colors quite right. The gold, that's pretty close, but it looks different in real life, trust me. So there you go. The 002 Stunner. Those photos are all up on my. They're all up on my Flickr. Is 10% the right number to get on a waiting list at LT? You really got to talk to Steve and see what he'll do for you. Tell him you're a subscriber, Kevin. He'll work with you. Some of the models are harder to get than others, and it's harder to get more off, but it just depends on the model. So, Tim, garbage for the 6R Seiko movement, a bit strong word. Okay. Lance, watches is a journey, and you start at one place and move forward. I love my SKX as well as my Submariner. Stig in the house. Get a Grand Seiko over an expensive Seiko Presage. The 6R movements are junk. Okay. I'm wearing my SKX as I write this. Craig, I think I found your next watch. Check the email, Lance in the house. I agree that I like the new GS logo. The whole Seiko, then Grand Seiko double logo isn't my thing. Some people like it because it says Seiko, but I consider GS distinct. And it just looks cleaner. It's less cluttered, and it just looks cleaner. Hey, Craig, I sent you a link and used GS that can be bought for a little more than a stimulus check. We can certainly call in tomorrow. Will that work? Sure, absolutely, Kyle. That Jacob's watch reminds me of XY, flashy, overweight, and an embarrassment to have on your arm. My GS dealer discounts 25%. Joey in the house. Come on, Cheat Town. The 6R junk. But Lance, if you have the cash, you would not look back if you get a GS. Yeah, just save up and get a GS. Take your time, just get a GS. Jacob & Company is designed to rob the mega rich people of the money they don't know what to do with. Okay, just watch Spencer Klein's videos on the 6R movement and you will understand what I mean by calling them junk. California, what do you think of the Seiko SPB1? And see, the neat thing about getting a Grand Seiko with a 9F movement is you're getting one of the best movements ever made. I mean, there's just no compromise whatsoever. I mean, you're getting the best. And so, my gosh, why wouldn't you do that? So here's one. Here's one for sale. $1,784. And, yeah. That's a stunner. 40 mils. So there you go. Perfect example. So you can do it. You can do it. Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. Lance. Let's pull this up. There you go. And that's a watch for you. That's a watch for you. Hey, people like that stuff. I'm telling you. I mean, people go for that stuff. They go for that stuff. Okay. Time check. Let's see what else we got going on here. Beverly Hills. Kyle Jet, Beverly Hills GS. Boutique discount, 0%. Cheetown, thank you. Pep Rolex, I like the SPB143, but that 6R movement makes it a no-go. And here's the thing, if you get, let's say you get a little more discount from one place versus the other. I like buying from somebody I know, and that if I do have an issue, I know they're going to take really good care of me. If I have to pay a little bit more money to buy it from Steve than buy it from somebody in Timbuktu that I don't know, I'll pay a little bit more money and buy it from Steve. I mean, that's just the way I do, because you're gonna forget about any lost discount that you didn't get, like within weeks. You will have forgotten about that. But the relationship that you'll have with a good AD like Steve, you'll have that for a long time. So just food for thought. Let's see, the movement inside my 6R15 Monster broke and I can't send it into Seiko for repair because of Corona. Uh-oh. For me, the exception is the GS chronograph. Losing the Seiko on the top of the dial has made the logo asymmetrical. They should have redesigned it. Lewis in the house. Okay. Okay, I will check it out, Tim. Kyle, I have experience there as well. Refuse to give a discount. There are ADs not too far away that will give a discount. Either way, buying used can save a fortune with GS, except certain models. Okay. I don't know why anyone would ever buy that. Invictus design team is horrible. Was it a failed mainspring or failed hairspring? SBGA 362 bracelet on the 002. Would it fit? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, I love this strap. I mean, it is just super comfortable. People say, well, you know, the strap's going to wear out and all this. Well, it wears out, you replace it. I mean, it's not insanely expensive, and I guarantee you it'll last a number of years. I mean, it's not going to wear out overnight. I mean, unless you're just stupid with it. I think it's going to hold up pretty good. We will see, because as you guys know, I wear and use my watches. I don't baby them. And this one will be no exception. Let's see. If you want a cheap Seiko driver, then don't spend more than, say, $300 on one. Okay. I thought the 6R15 was a workhorse, Joey says in the house. One good thing about going with Steve, probably don't have to pay tax if you're out of state. That is one of the benefits I'm looking at. There you go, of course. Craig just got a cross 10-karat gold pen. What do you think? Hey, that's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. Send a photo. We'll show it next time. ViewServe, it still works, but I can't see the time on it anymore. Okay. If you want an affordable automatic diver that costs more than $300 to $400, then skip Seiko's offering. Go to something with an ETA or Soletta movement instead. Okay. Drive switch, totally true. I can tell you that Steve treated me great in the purchase and in the service. As I had an incident, he was a pleasure to deal with. Okay, well, good. There you go. What did Carlos buy? I have a Seiko Presage with 4R57A still running strong. ViewServe Triforce. Is that true? I was wondering what the out-of-state tax would be with Steve. Yeah, he should be able to ship it to you. Should be able to save that tax. 6R15 is not a workhorse. The 7S26 is based on the 4R is okay too. Okay. Does sales tax apply if you are an international customer of Steve's? I doubt it. I doubt you're going to have to pay any sales tax. Talk to him. Call him on the phone. You got an international phone line, don't you? Can't you call him? I'm sending you my gold EDC for the next show. Okay, perfect. The biggest mistake in watches is buying in the $800 to $2,000 range. You're not getting a luxury watch, and you're not getting an entry level. Step or just be smart and buy something cheaper and save up. Azor is considered luxury. There you go. Lance, don't buy a Tudor, whatever you do. All right, folks, we're going to wrap this puppy up at 6 o'clock straight up. We've been going a little more than an hour. And actually, I think it's coming up on 6:01. And we're going to wrap it up. And we'll try to do a show again tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. Sometimes they get hectic. I will do my best to do a show and try to keep the rhythm going. So make sure you click subscribe and click the little bell so that you get notifications when we're going to go live, and check out the other videos I posted. Stay tuned for another one coming probably tomorrow during the day. Take care.